Hello, welcome to Timberborn and our little village here in Stardew Valley. Let's go ahead and get started. And see what we're working on right now is we're clearing the space here. We're gonna try and make the oak, all oak, or birch or fir. We're gonna try and build or plant a maple garden, a maple forest here. See, where else do we? Don't we have? Yeah, we have some metal over here. All right, because we already kind of have that natural pine forest here, so we're gonna try and put our tapper shack here. Let's yank that guy. We'll move our metal scrapper over here so that they can get this here, which I think will be the last one out in the wild. Oh, look. Yeah, see, already we're getting to where we need water in here. So this will should keep this at this level. In the meantime, oh, really? You cleaned that scrap out already? That was quick. Good job. Okay, we've already got all the planks that we need. So you guys are just sitting here literally just spinning your wheels. Hmm. No, I think. Hmm. Yep. And by moving, no, it's going to say by putting our levees here, we're going to be moving our water over, but we're not. I was going to say we'd get one more level of greenery, but no, that's not going to be the case. Okay, I think that was a spawner, but it's 53%, so we'll let it go, because as a birch, it should grow pretty quickly. But if we cut everything else down there, but before it matures, we're gonna yank it. Let's make this a high priority. And then let's make these second highest priority. And we're not going to do that. We're going to do that. So we're not going to do that yet. Going to build a temporary diversion there. It's cycle 5 or day 5. So we should have time to yank these out and put in a couple of, oh, yikes. Yeah? No. No, never mind. And put in a couple of sluice gates. I was thinking these were right up against the wall. And we couldn't put in sluice gates if that's the case. All right. So yeah, we're going to say close one above 60, but right now we're just going to close them. Good. Well, so much for our diversion. Well, so much for our diversion. Yeah, because we're gonna run a canal along through here. I think. Well, we may not, but we'll be prepared for it. Because what I'm also thinking of doing is running a canal along the back end here, and then we potentially could come back around this way with it, which means then we wouldn't. Because what I was thinking about doing here is running the canal down through here from here, but why not have it come out of here instead? But in case, we'll have it set up in case we want to do that. So having said that, though, let's go ahead and yank these because we're gonna be if we do, we're gonna build our canal wall along here. So we're getting water right up on here on top of this dirt block here, so we get more irrigation that direction. Okay, having now done that, let's go ahead and recapture these. And we will put in these. Move our water pump up here. We'll wait for this guy to be emptied. Yeah, normally you see they go into the water pump itself and pull out the water. But yeah, they're not going to do that now that we want that to be emptied. Yeah, we don't want that. It's set to obtain just that. Okay, now. Oh. No, 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 no. Well, okay, whatever. We're going to do these one at a time in case we have a drought coming. We hopefully will be able to build, replace whatever hole we have in our wall enough to retain enough water for whatever drought we get. No, don't cut down those. cut down these. Cut down this one and that one. And then you're probably going to get yanked. Oh, wow, we finished that quickly. Okay. But we do need to go back to making planks because we're starting to get low on planks. We're full, I guess, of scrap metal, so let's start making metal. All right, we ought to be able to finish this before the drought hits. Okay, you can relax, and then you get yanked. Normally, we're not in the habit of yanking trees, but if they aren't full grown, when it's time to yank them, then that's all right. But if they're full grown and they're dead, we don't yank them. We want to respect all trees and use, put their remains to good use. Honor them by using their remains. Yeah? No? Now you're not going to build that within 10 minutes before the end of the day? All right. Okay. Very good. Very good. So let's do Tapper Shack. But I think what we're going to do is demolish that and that and that. We may actually raise this up because it seems like we're going to just get constant flooding over here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Six-day drought. Should not be a problem. We are going to run a zip line down through here eventually, but I'm not sure where. We're probably going to end up running this guy, building this guy before we do the explosives factory. Which then we don't want that there. This would be pine resin. And we would want this to be planks. And so far we've got, well, we've got paper, no gears, explosives, paper. What else is there? Oh, yes, okay. So then I think we put this here. This would be pine resin. This is a low priority build. And then we build that. And this. This will be treated planks, a supply. All right. Might as well just build the platforms across. So now the reason we're doing this way, instead of putting our levees here, is this way we're not taking up this shoreline here, and we're still getting irrigation through there. That's the rationalization there. May not be that great, but that's what it is. May not make sense, but that's what it is. And then we build our tapper shack. With storage for pine resin and maple syrup. And then let's build okay. I'm like, why is this so far away? What? Why is this further away than this? But okay, because this doesn't have that connection directly. Okay. Where would I want to put my forester? Because I think we are going to put a forest over in here. I think we're going to move our forest over to here. Maybe? Yeah. So let's build a forester there. And we will plant maple all through here. So open another house, since we are adding more jobs. No planks? Okay. These are all just logs. Okay, sure. Yep, open the house, so we're going to have our death wave. 10. Out of 25, well, possible 30, over 30, 33, got 12 that have been taken out for having to replace. Because we opened a new house, that's why. Okay, so we did all of that. Because we're going to want to create, we want this guy here. We have one lumberjack, right? That's all we have. No, we have 2. I think we don't need that many whenever we're full and have logs just laying around. Usually they're a little bit faster with producing the pine resin. And this is just a temporary job right here. As soon as he's through planting all this stuff, then we're putting him on sleep. Okay. Gonna maybe start building out this way here for our future canal. Both of those should be supplies. So what I want to do is I want to come over here and unplug this guy. So that we can open up this and potentially create a pool for bad tide so we can start creating dynamite. All right, you're done. So you can relax. And we have 146 pine resin, so we can relax with that. And now we can remove the planting for that because no need to have that. But to do that, I want to build a zip line out here. The question is, where do we put our zip line? So if we put this here, just out of reach. Right, now we've got 4 unemployed beavers. Let's put them to work. And then I think we're just going to put our other right here. And then we'll put wood, obtain, planks, obtain, not scrap metal, metal, obtain. Yeah, we have both our lumber mills running. All right, very nice, very nice. Now, let's remove all these boulders. I don't know that we want to do that one. I don't want to release the water too soon. Okay. And we'll cut all of this down here. Okay, well, that is all the time we have left for today's episode. So let's show what we've been doing. And hopefully you enjoyed that. And you'll come back and join us when we continue. Until next time, have a terrific day.